I'm a tournament golf professional, played tournaments all over the world and was really struggling with a hereditary hip condition which progressively got worse and worse, so much so that I was struggling to get around the golf course without at least 6 or 8 indices inside me, let alone practice afterwards. I certainly couldn't do that. Now, I mean, I don't play like I used to play, I don't play as much as I used to do, but I could drive down, you know, I drive all over the country doing my job now. It doesn't affect me like it did. I could only do previously about an hour and a half in the car at one time before I had to get out and have a bit of a loosening and a stretch, and I'd walk around the car a few dozen times. When my physio suggested that I try the Birmingham hip, I went down to see Dr McMinn. The dread was that I wasn't a suitable candidate for it, really, having looked up the research, and thank goodness I was a suitable candidate for the whole job. So booked myself in immediately after the golf season finished at the end of November of the golf season of 1999, so almost 2000, and been fantastic since. 3 months later I was playing golf and played a bit of tennis and swimming, and I have to say I never looked back. People said I looked younger because purely the pain on my face had gone. I was taking no more anti-inflammatories. I've hardly taken one since, and 10 years down the line, feeling fitter than I probably ever was when I was playing full time. I was part of the pilot study that was in place at the time to try and ascertain whether there was any movement within the joint whatsoever, and there's not a millimetre of movement within mine. But it's beyond my wildest dreams that I can swing a golf club, even moderately, completely and utterly pain-free, for, you know, a few hours if I need to. It's a revelation. No question, changed my life completely.
Okay, hello, my name's Simon Elliot. I'm a main board director of Volkswagen Group UK. I've known Andrew Murray now for nearly 20 years, and he's been organising our golf events for all of that time. Obviously Andrew, in his own right as a professional golfer, has been very successful and has turned his hand very well to the commercial side of golf as well. And what's very impressive after such a major operation is that he was back on the seniors tour playing as well as he's ever played in his life. So, well done Andrew, and it just goes to show that you can come back from really serious operations and be bigger, better and stronger than ever before.
I'm sure that the mechanics of the game, and the game that I've played since I was a kid, no doubt had a bearing on which hip I needed replacing. And I think that the mechanics of the golf swing, and my mechanics were poor, it has to be said. They're probably a bit better now, but the mechanics of my golf swing were very down into my left side and snappy, so the whole thing, the whole movement is very dynamic, and I did it a lot, so I practiced, you know, tons as a young assistant pro and trying to make my way on the European tour, and I think that definitely had a bearing on the injury. I don't think there's any question about that in my mind, that my poor golf mechanics contributed to it, whilst it was hereditary, and I didn't want to go down the total hip replacement because in terms of the actual mobility I would lose was going to be massive. So that's when we looked into the Birmingham hip as opposed to the total hip replacement, and well, it made sense because my bone structure was sufficiently good enough to substantiate that surgery, according to Mr McMinn, and so I was dead chuffed, absolutely dead chuffed. In my coaching role now, I definitely talk more about the mechanics and how to protect hips and backs and elbows and all sorts of injuries that golfers tend to get. So I'm really chuffed with the mobility. I've almost got symmetry in time of shoelaces, and I can do all the things that most people take for granted, I suppose. That I was taking half a dozen anti-inflammatories a day just to get through a normal day, let alone play golf for a living. So thank you, Mr McMinn. I owe you one. In fact, I owe you more than one, probably.